Canada has been efficiently and effectively fighting the global pandemic as well as its economic impact on the country. The Government of Canada has introduced new policies to recover financial wounds. Canam News brings you an update on the new policy announced by the Government of Canada for international students. The Government of Canada has announced new policies for international students. As we have acquainted you with the significance of international students and immigrants to recover the economy of Canada, the Honourable Marco E.L. Mendocino, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, has proclaimed that former international students, those who hold or held a PGWP, will have the opportunity to apply for an open work permit. Also, foreign nationals in Canada affected by the pandemic with an expired or expiring PGWP will have a chance to apply for another open work permit valid for 18 months. The Canadian government has made an important modification to recover from a deep cut of wounded economy. The new policy has a provision to help international students settle permanently in Canada as they help create jobs and fill labor deficits, so the businesses can thrive and help the economy of Canada. International students will open the gates for new opportunities, ideas, cultural exchange, and a newer perspective. Seneca College, one of the most reputed colleges in Ontario, has always supported the interests of international students. The college has helped and provided necessary guidance to their students during the pandemic situation. The Executive Director of Seneca International, Mr. Keith Monrose, has shared his opinions about the new policy of the Canadian government with Guneet Singh from Canam News.
Canada has done quite well when we look at how things are how things are going in some other countries. Canada is still relatively a safer country compared to some of these other countries, and I won't get into the other countries right now. But I think we are we're much in a much better place or position with respect to the pandemic. In terms of the government's response, the government very quickly provided support to people who have worked in Canada, as you mentioned earlier, including our students, in terms of providing them with some support through government programs. And there is every indication that the government will continue to look at whatever supports are required. This recent announcement in terms of the postgraduate work permit extension is a good example of the government's recognition of the importance of international students as part of the Canadian fabric and as part of Canada's long-term immigration strategy. So, very positive generally in terms of the pandemic response. Is it perfect? No. But where is it perfect right now around the world? There is an active campaign underway for vaccination. There are financial supports that have been put out by the government. As I mentioned, institutional supports that have been provided by Seneca itself. And we are we're working actively with our community partners to ensure that we provide a welcoming, supportive, and skills-based strategy to support our students after they graduate from Seneca post-pandemic. So I'm very hopeful. We are working with Prashant and his team to ensure that we provide all of the information, all of the reassurances. We tell the truth. We always provide the facts as they are, and then we support the students and their parents in terms of making decisions.
The Honourable Marco E.L. Mendocino, PCMP, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, said, whether as nurse on the pandemic's front lines or as a founder of some of the most promising startups, international students are giving back to the communities across Canada as we continue to fight against the pandemic. Their status may be temporary, but the contributions of international students are lasting. This new policy means that young students from abroad who have studied here can stay and find work while ensuring that Canada meets the urgent needs of our economy for today and tomorrow. Our message to international students and graduates is simple. We don't just want you to study here, we want you to stay here. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada estimates that as many as 52,000 graduates with expired or expiring PGWPs could benefit from the public policy. Of nearly 61,000 PGWP holders whose work permit had an expiry date between January and December 2020, about half either have already become permanent residents or have a permanent residence application in processing. To apply for an open work permit under the public policy, an applicant must have a PGWP that expired on or after January 30, 2020, or a PGWP that expires in 4 months or less from the date they apply. Still be in Canada, have a valid temporary status, or be applying to restore their status. Applications will be open from January 27 to July 27, 2021. Details on how to apply will be added on Canadian government website on January 27, 2021.